and they're really funny to watch because we've got an underfeeder, suet feeder. And so they stand on the railing and they jump up and grab something, and then they jump up and grab something. They'll do it all day long. They're really funny.
That's great. Morning, everyone.
Morning.
Brian, are you trying to taunt us with your background like we could be there?
Dreaming of sea kayaking once again. And
No, it's the Indiana birding group. Yes, I did without video. I don't want people to see me this early in the morning. Good going.
Good.
Brian, you had a great turnout for the live event last week. Nice work.
thank you. It was actually pretty fantastic.
Yeah.
Lots of engagement.
Mm-hmm.
I think it helped doing that live promo.
Yeah, then they could share it around.
Yeah. Being that I'm an admin on a few other organizations' pages, and they're all nature or bird related, and passing that along. And then I know a number of Wild Birds Unlimited stores also shared it on their own pages.
Awesome. Yeah, you had a ton of people. It was really great. I think a lot of people enjoyed it. So we might have to have it back.
It was very good. It was very good, Brian. Thank you.
Thanks.
You got me so pumped up about getting stuff that I ordered some stuff, and Sarah from the Clearwater store brought stuff out. She helped me set it up. I'm like, why didn't I do this before? Because you just made it possible. I didn't think I could do as much as I was doing on my small condo patio without infringing on other people's space, because we have common space and then the guy above me. But we got it worked out, and I'm really pleased. I'm not sure about the second feeder because I've got a temporary woodpecker one there now that a friend gave me. That it's the flat bottom one with the suet. I don't know that the only person I saw yesterday try to get to it was the sparrow, and of course he gave up because he couldn't get to it. I don't know if that's really the right choice for there. And she just loaned it to me and gave me a suet because she gets her stuff from Wild Birds. And so I need a second really good. I might go with that bell, the one that you told me about, the dinner bell.
Oh, the dinner bell. Yeah.
Maybe. I haven't decided. Any thoughts? Anybody chime in here and give me some good thoughts?
Feeding. Love tray feeding because you can put so many different things in there. And then the dinner bell is a great one just because it has a roof over it. And it's small and it's super easy to take care of. And you can raise and lower the roof to allow bigger birds or deter bigger birds. So
Okay.
that's by far one of my favorite feeders of all time, that style.
And by the way, I agree that promo was helpful because that's how I came upon the site. I would not have known about it otherwise. So
good.
Awesome. Well, good morning, everyone, or those that are joining us now. What Brian and everyone was just talking about was our Facebook Live events that we have every Saturday at 10 a.m. Eastern. They're on the Indiana Audubon page. And this week, this Saturday, we have Amy Kearns talking about shrikes and loggerhead shrikes in the state of Indiana. So make sure you check that out as well. I know that, so for those that haven't come before, I'm going to mute everyone. My name is Sam Warren, and I am the Education and Outreach Specialist at the Indiana Audubon Society. And that's who sponsors this. I know some people have been joining us from outside of Indiana, so just wanted to make you aware of who's putting this on. And then just wanted to put a little plug in for our membership as well. So becoming an Indiana Audubon member is at a minimum $30 a year. And then you get access to the Birds of North America. You get discounted registration for the Indiana Dunes Birding Festival, as well as our other events as well. So we have a lot of stuff going on, usually when it's not quarantine and stay-at-home orders. So just wanted to put a little plug in for that. And I know we do have Brad isn't able to join us this morning, but he is doing a live registration event on May 3rd about radar and ornithology and how the birds use radar to track their migration. So if you're an IAS member, that is going to be $5 or $10 for non-members. I can send the link in the chat, and it'll be going out on Facebook shortly as well. I'll send that in a little bit. But yeah, otherwise, welcome to Coffee and COrVIDs. It's hard to believe it's already our 4th one, and April is really flying by. So I just thought we would start out. I know it's Earth Day. I don't have any Earth Day related things. I'm sorry. But birds are basically Earth related, so that counts, right? I did find so last week we did like a little mnemonic game, and I was trying to think of something creative, and I'm not very creative when it comes to coming up with these things. But in my searching, I found a book called The Guide to Dumb Birds of North America, which I don't know if some of you have seen. This is pretty hilarious. So I read through, I was able to rent it through our library online system. So I thought today that I would read some of the descriptions and see if you can guess what they are. And if you want, we can just do it by like saying it out loud, since I know we have some extra fast typers. I think Julia's here, so we can't let her beat us out again. So for this one, if you just want to say it out loud because I can see all of you, that'll be fine. And we do have some extra prizes to give away. I have 5 Vortex lens cleaners and a t-shirt for the winner of the ID game at the end. So extra things. And if you did win before, I just sent out those IAS stickers, so you should be getting them shortly. But anyway, so what I'll do is I'll read you the description, and I'm going to filter it a little bit because there are some maybe not appropriate words that he uses if you've ever read this book. But it was pretty funny reading them and hearing about them. It's not very scientific. So try to guess what this species is. The description is, look at this handsome little guy. His dazzling yellow plumage and glossy black markings really make him stand out in the backyard bird feeder, don't they? But then again, it's not difficult to look good when your competition is a bunch of painfully drab siskins and dingy red poles, is it?
Goldfinch.
Goldfinch, yeah.
Yes, it is a goldfinch, which he calls the American goldfink. He makes So some of these are just kind of little funny ones. This guy is, some of his descriptions aren't as fun. Says, guess what color this guy is based on his name. They're what you call a cavity nester, which means they live in holes, but these schmucks can't even dig out their own holes because their beaks are too weak. They have to squat in abandoned woodpecker nests or whatever hole they can find. Failing that, they use man-made nest boxes, and they're basically, then there are raccoons, cats, possums, various hawks who can't wait to mess them up or make off with one of their eggs. Any guesses on that one? What was that, Patty? I think you're muted.
Cowbird. I don't know.
I could give the color. Guess what the color? It's a bluebird. So he uses the western bluebird in this one, not the eastern one, but.
So they use remain holes.
This is one of my favorite ones. A lot of people consider this bird cute. Whatever. They are curious and have a habitat of energetically investigating everything and anyone that might possibly be a bird feeder. Their black cap and white cheeks are almost distinctive as their call.
Chickadee?
Yeah. Black
Chickadee.
Chickadee.
It is a chickadee. Let me pick a good one. This guy. All right, this fat-billed little chunk of finch is usually found in the northern coniferous forest, but during the winter, you basically can't hide from it. They appear erratically all over North America and are well known for descending on bird feeders in noisy flocks to demolish your supply of sunflower seeds without so much as a thank you.
Junco?
Any guesses? It's not a junco. There are it's actually in 2 genuses, depending on if you look at the Ornithologists Union or the Ornithological Society, if that helps.
Descending is the.
Evening grosbeaks.
Correct. Good job, Brian. Sorry, I know these aren't very descriptive, but this is all they give in this book. And then he draws a picture of what they look like, but I can't give you the picture.
They actually descend in flocks in parts of the country.
They used to, much larger flocks back in the day when there was a lot of food for them in the northern boreal forest. But forestry practices in Canada has knocked them back just because we've taken a lot of the insect food sources away so we could grow better forests up there.
Yeah, that's what threw me off, was the flock idea.
Yeah, and they used to hit all the way down into the southern U.S., depending on the eruption year. Much smaller groups now.
All right, next one. This rusty-capped member of the warbler family is easily recognized by its tail wagging habit, which shows off its yellow.
Palm warbler?
Yeah, palm.
Yes, you guys are fast on the warblers. He calls it a palm burglar. And it's an embarrassingly clumsy attempt to attract attention from the opposite sex when it shakes its tail. So.
The tail was the giveaway on that.
Yeah, it also comments it's basically like an aging divorcee after a couple of cocktails. So. There are some pretty good ones in here. This little gray jerk with his tufted crest is common year-round in the eastern United States.
Titmouse.
Yes. Good job. See, there's way more description. You guys are just too fast.
Well, read the description anyway, because it can still help.
This guy says, the titmouse said, did you know that these guys line their nests with hair, which they frequently yank right out of live animals? Hair from dogs, cats, livestock, woodchucks, raccoons, and even humans can be found in old nests. That's all it gives for that guy. That was the tufted titmouse. All right, this one you'll probably be able to guess on the first sentence. Is an easy way to identify this dumb guy is to look for the bird in your backyard that spends most of its time upside down. Its diet should be insects and acorns, but this bird is a sucker for free food, so they spend a lot of their time industriously carrying sunflower seeds away from your bird feeder to hide them.
Nutheads. I pressed the nutheads.
Yes.
Oh.
The upside down. They hide them in random crevices. Nobody's watching.
That part was the giveaway to me.
The upside down or the hiding?
The hiding, the grabbing the sunflower seed and taking it away. Yeah.
Have you seen a lot of them at your feeders lately?
I don't see them here, but Lily Nature Center, where I volunteer, always has a lot of them. Of course, right now it's closed, but so.
Awesome.
I don't see them in I live in a neighborhood right here in town, so I once in a while will see one, but not like we do at the Nature Center.
Gotcha. I'm gonna save my favorite one for last. All right, this guy is deep black with vibrant flashes of orange on the wings, flank, and tail.
Red-winged blackbird.
Nope. These medium-sized warblers could almost be mistaken for fat butterflies if they would only shut up and calm down for a minute.
Blackburnian.
No, good guess. These hyperactive twits are perpetually shooting back and forth through the bushes.
Oh, it's a red start.
Red start.
Yes, it is.
Oh.
Yep.
I spoke too quickly before you talked about color on the tail.
Yeah, it says they're, and then he also comments, sadly, they're much noisier than butterflies. Nice work. All right, this guy, this is one of my favorite ones. This big-headed dope looks like he's wearing a business suit. A medium-sized songbird of eastern North America. This guy is notable for his stiff, upright posture of self-importance common to many business types.
All I can think of is red-headed woodpecker, but
No.
that's not it because you said songbird.
He has dark gray upper parts, a crisp white throat, chest, and abdomen with just a bit of cuff showing at the tail. Probably heavy.
Kingbird?
What was that?
Kingbird?
It is a kingbird, eastern kingbird. Probably thinks he's better than you.
Yeah.
All right. Two more. These guys stick out like dummies, he says. In the summertime, you might see a bunch of these big black and white fish divers floating around in the middle of a lake.
Loon.
It is a loon. It's like a car full of guys in tuxedos slowly cruising a strip mall parking lot after hours. Suspicious. ID, creepy red eyes. And then last but not least, my favorite one. Ka-ka-ka-ka-ka-ka-ka. That's it.
Kookaburra.
No, it is a crow.
Yeah.
He just says that's pretty much it with these guys. So yeah, that is from the Guide to the Dumb Birds of North America, I believe. Field Guide to Dumb Birds of North America. It's a pretty funny read if you have some time, but not super scientific. So just leaving that out there. So yeah, has anyone, let's go into some birding talks. What have you guys been out doing lately? It's a beautiful day today. I think some people skipped joining us to go out birding for sure. So any good sightings recently?
Well, my highlight this week was the 4 egrets at Central Park in Carmel. So that's where I'm headed after I'm done with you guys today. Is everybody's been going to see them. They are gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous, and just kind of take over that whole area of marsh. And just an incredible number of birds on Monday that I saw out there. So things are hopping. They are really hopping now.
Awesome.
Abby, did you see the eastern screech owl gray phase out there?
You know what, Brian? I looked for him, and I ran across a couple birders that are on our group, and you know, we've been looking. I don't know exactly where his hole is. Somebody saw him yesterday. He's in an old woodpecker hole, I think, in the knob. I mean, do you have any idea where? Okay, so here's the marsh right over here. Whoops. Are you still there?
I'm still here. It's in the Woodland Garden Trail, and in that circle of the Woodland Garden Trail, he's on the there on the eastern side of that circle. You get to a little circle. He's on the eastern side, and the hole faces to the west.
Okay. I know where that is.
And it's only halfway up the tree.
Okay. Well, I'll look for him when I leave here. That was really what I was going to look for, but then came around the corner, and after that, I spent 2 hours I just could not believe everything is out, and then went back into the woods, way back into Central Park Woods. There was no one back there, very quiet and little. There were warblers. I mean, I just couldn't believe if you just have that opportunity. I felt like that was such a gift, and it was beautiful. It was a beautiful day to be out. So that's my highlight of the day, the week. Maybe if I see the screech owl, that'll be mine.
I went out yesterday afternoon to Coles Bog because there was a report of a white-faced ibis, and never found it. I was out there for an hour and a half. The winds were pretty brutal, but there was a lot of good stuff there. Still some blue-winged teal, some couple warblers, yellow rumps and palm, coots, pied-billed grebes, mockingbird, which is really good for up here. There's usually one or, a couple in the area. Never found the ibis though, but I might have a look today, maybe. I don't know. It's kind of chilly out and gloomy up in Chesterton today.
Yeah. And they're talking about rain maybe this afternoon too, so.
Yeah.
That's awesome. I did see, not that this is super exciting, but I did have a barred owl walking around on the trails with me one day. It was just kind of cutting back and forth as I walked across. So that was exciting. My dog thought she could attempt to chase it, but you know, she's on a leash, so good luck with that. But that was pretty cool. I think I saw on one of the birding groups too that somebody found a lark bunting somewhere in LaGrange County. So that's pretty awesome that they did. And they looked like they were social distancing very well. So
I think that's on an Amish property out there. We have a lot of really good Amish birders in that part of the state.
cool. I did not know that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, my two highlights this week. One was that screech owl because for my wife and my daughter, that was a lifer for each of them, and they geeked out about it the rest of the day and into the following day. So that was really fun to hear them being super excited about such a cute little bird. I kept saying, and it's so ferocious. They're like, but it's so cute. The other was yard bird. I got black vultures for the first time
Nice.
flying over my yard, central Indiana. So that was yesterday. I was jumping up and down and calling friends. They're coming your way.
That's really awesome.
I did get to see my first of the season greater yellowlegs. I was really surprised to see it. I was content looking at some blue-winged teal at a little park up here in Porter County, and all of a sudden there it was, just bopping along by itself. It was joined by a killdeer later, but no other shorebirds yet.
Yeah, but that park is coming along great, Kim.
Yes, it is. It's really
Migratory
been
Bird
improved.
Sanctuary. It has come a long way in the last 4 or 5 years.
Kim, have you seen any of the what's the big bird?
Sandhills.
The sandhills. I'm sorry, I just lost a noun. We saw sandhills, the sandhill pair there right a couple weeks ago, and we haven't seen them since. Do you know if anybody has seen them?
I looked intently on Monday for the sandhill crane pair at that sanctuary, and I could not find it at all.
Yeah.
Did not see anything flying around. It's possible that they're still trying to decide where they're going to be. So I don't know if the water level is higher this year than it was last year, and maybe they're not content with that habitat. But I have seen several pairs over in Beverly Shores that looked like they were hunkering down.
Yeah, and I had 2 in Coles Bog yesterday, but they were really far apart. I don't think they were together. So
We were just wondering if, because there's been so much development now at the Migratory Bird Sanctuary, if maybe the habitat had changed enough that they weren't interested anymore in that as a site. Because, you know, they've been cleaning it up, and it is beautiful. But they have done an awful lot of cleaning out of, you know, lots of undergrowth and stuff like that. So
yeah, I think that a lot of that undergrowth though is invasives.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
When the very first day that property did anything, Kim and I were both out there cutting the first initial trail for that property, and it was bad. It was real bad. There was tons of garbage and tons of invasives, and I mean, it has come a long way in the last few years.
Oh yeah. Yeah, we really enjoy going out there too, and we've been looking. Mostly all we've been seeing is geese. I heard lots of killdeer at one point, but geese and ducks. But we saw shovelers a couple weeks ago. I haven't seen them since.
Wood duck.
Yeah, we don't know. We don't know if we've seen wood ducks yet. I thought we did, but I wasn't quite sure. I don't know if either of you two have seen them there.
I haven't been over there at all this year. So, and I imagine that wood ducks are nesting right now. So they're up in the trees, in the cavities, unless I don't even know if they have wood duck nesting boxes out there.
They've got a bunch of boxes up there, and we took a picture of one because I wasn't positive what type of a box it was. And the naturalist up at the state park thought it was a wood duck box and that maybe screech owls would be in it.
Yeah, they will do
But
that.
we've seen droppings at the entrance of one of them, but we haven't seen anything more.
Okay.
I checked each of those boxes on Monday. One was totally destroyed, had some nesting material still inside of it, but I did not find any activity at any of them. And I checked each one.
Okay. Yeah, so,
What property are you guys talking about again?
It's called Westchester Migratory Bird Sanctuary. Kim knows a ton about it.
It was an old fly dump in the city for years. And the volunteers pretty much, it's all volunteer, right? Pretty much all cleaned out this place, and it's a wetlands, and it's lovely. It's just lovely. There's been a lot of work done on it. Just a nice little oasis.
If you're ever in Chesterton and you know where the high school is, it's just north of the high school on the west side of the road, across from like the back entrance to, is it Westchester Middle School, Kim?
Intermediate.
Intermediate, yeah. I can't think of what road that is.
Kristen, does it have a
11th Street?
Does it have a sign or anything if we're up that direction? I mean, sometimes I get up that way.
They did get the sign back up, you guys, right? Because it had got destroyed.
Yeah, it's up again. Yeah.
Now, that road in the county is called Meridian. In Valparaiso, it's called Campbell, and up in Chesterton, it's 11th Street.
So it's going to be hard to see. If you could see, yeah, it's because my background picture is goofy.
And it's called Westchester Sanctuary?
Migratory Bird Sanctuary.
They have a Facebook page too.
Oh, good. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank
I don't
you.
know how many acres it is or what size it is. It's not huge.
No.
But it's just really nice. And now there are plantings. A lot of those invasives have been pulled out, and they have planted native plants and some like butterfly attracting plants, all kinds of stuff in there. So it's just now starting to come to life a little bit after the winter. So the wetlands go up and down in terms of water. So sometimes you go in there and there's all kinds of water, and sometimes there's not much. A whole raft of different kinds of frogs that you can hear. And I think somebody kind of listed at one point all kinds of species of things that were coming back into that area as a result of these efforts.
Wow. How long has that been going on? How long has that been?
4
or 5 years?
I think they started 2015, might have been the first day we were out there cutting stuff. So this year would be, I think, towards, the end of spring, beginning of summer would be the 5th year that it's been something.
Wow, that's amazing. That's great.
Yeah.
That's
and
wonderful.
then the scouts and other people have built picnic benches and gazebos. And right now, the picnic benches are all out, but they're all nicely spaced so that you can go out there and still be safe. The gazebos, I think, were they both Eagle Scout projects? I can't remember for sure. But, the community, it sounds like, has really kind of gotten behind the place, which is great.
I think it's just wonderful to hear that kind of stuff, because that's what has to happen in this state. And I'm not from Indiana originally, I'm from Ohio. So even though I've been here for 30 years, so my focus has always been on Ohio. I knew that state well from growing up there. But I have found this to be the most fascinating state as far as diversity and just things that we had that we lost that we're trying to get back. Just to hear that just makes you just feel good about it. It's just what we need. And it happens with a small group of people that just want to do it and get it done and start it. And and feed into it. And then for the rest of us, I mean, really, truly, I have Chesterton on, I mean, I've been up there several times, and well, of course, obviously hope to have gone to the birding festival this year, but had my, had a place and everything ready to go for several nights. And so I will get back up there, and I will put this on my list for sure, for sure.
Yeah.
Thank you for sharing.
Yeah.
One nice thing that the proximity of the intermediate school, they have developed a curriculum that involves the migratory bird sanctuary.
Yeah, and they've got rain barrels out there that I think the kids have decorated. I mean, it really has become quite the community project. They had a fundraiser last month, and it was all soups, and so that was even more fun because I don't think I've seen that many variety of soups even on the shelves in the store, and they were wonderful. I mean, they were just great, and I think it was successful, but it was just clever. It was a clever idea, and so I think the community really has been appreciating it, but it still is kind of a little known secret. Even up here, when I work at the Nature Center and I mention it, lots of people have never heard of it. So
Yeah, but it's a nice little gem right in the middle of town that, even if it's right, there's neighborhoods backed up to it. So even if you can't go far, you can go right there, and there's tons of wildlife there, not just birds. I mean, deer and, frogs and, amphibians and all that, everything.
Well, and if you've got your school right there, and their programs are feeding into that, because they're your future, and they're your the education for them to learn about something that's in their backyard. They're going to take ownership for you at some point. So how wonderful that you've already got them on board and have some programs in place with the intermediate school for them, because you know what, they really are going to be our future for this. If we start it, somebody else has to take it over. And it's what I try to do with my grandkids. My kids were already that way, so it didn't matter. I mean, they are that way, but they're not kids, they're adults. What am I saying? But my grandkids are, everything that we can offer them is an opportunity for them to take it and build on it. And we've done amazing things in this state.
What that was one of the things that I was impressed with when we first moved over here from Illinois. Now it's about 20 years ago, was how involved the young people were in the natural world around here. And almost the very first thing after our daughter started school here, she went out on a camping trip to the Discovery Center, the Dunes Learning Center, and already was starting to learn about the dunes and all that kind of stuff. And she was she was a transplant from Illinois, and I think she thought of sand as, I don't know what she thought of sand, but she hadn't had nearly the exposure to it. And that was just part of all the way through. The kids are involved in all kinds of activities. We have junior volunteers at the state park, and they come in and they do all kinds of stuff, including educating other kids. So it's really a cool thing that has been done. I agree.
That's really wonderful. Thank you for sharing that. I'll definitely get up there at some point. I haven't been up to the dunes yet since I also just moved here. So I'm excited to get up there, and I'll have to make a stop for sure.
Yeah.
Any other great spots people have been to lately, whether you've seen anything exciting or just recommendations for locations?
I had a water thrush the other day. I think it was the first one I've spotted on my own, and I didn't have my binoculars, and it was kind enough to fly within like 3 feet of me.
Hey, that works out well.
Where were you, Finn?
The Glenwood Dunes extension.
Okay.
It's like a 3-mile hike.
Yeah.
It's one of the bridge that's got all those down trees under it, and there's a flowing stream. It's real scenic. I'd stop for a snack.
Awesome.
I got something to share. It's not really bird related, but more Earth Day related. Lakeshore PBS. If you get online, you can stream. I think you can do it all free. But right now, through the month of April, they are streaming Shifting Sands on the Path to Sustainability, which is a really great movie about the Dunes area, and then Everglades of the North, which talks about how the Kankakee and the Grand Marsh all changed and
Well,
what happened.
I watched that one, Kristen, this weekend. That was excellent.
They're amazing
excellent.
movies, and I just want to put that out there because it's their day, and
Yep.
you know, that stuff's really cool to watch. And if you don't know about the area, and it's all about, you know, Indiana and where you live. And
well, and I didn't realize all that about Kankakee, and so that's on my list now too. So after I watched that this weekend, I thought, oh my God, how did I not know this was here? You know, you get kind of focused and, you know, you're working, your life, and so this has given us an opportunity to really slow down and look at some of the things. And I'm like writing a whole bunch of stuff off my list of things that I care to do the rest of my life. So, but that got put on my list because I thought that is not that far. It was probably at 2 hours from here, from central Indiana, I would guess. And the opportunities, and that's another, to me, it's another success story from something that had been a horrible, horrible, well, horrible. What can I say? After you watch, you have to watch it. I don't know what to say. I had no idea. Much like Goose Pond, it's a success story to bring back an area that was meant to be marshland to begin with. So I'll share next week if I get this book in time, but there was a gentleman that was on that movie, Kristen, that wrote a book about Middle America wetlands. I can't even remember the guy's name. I found the book on half price book or something like that. I got it for $10 and they're supposed to be shipping it. And he did he's an English fellow of all things, British. And he did a whole thing about the marshlands, the wetlands in this part of the area of our country and what was here before and now what we were recovering, like what that is. So if you guys haven't seen that, well, you guys that are up north probably know a heck of a lot more about it than me. That was, I mean, I heard about Kankakee, but I never really, you know, you got enough places around here that I can keep busy for a lifetime, but that'll definitely be a road trip for me when things get better.
well, when you do go there, there's some really great spots. Kankakee Fish and Wildlife Area at Kewanee Marsh, Kingsbury Fish and Wildlife at
Kankakee Sands.
Kankakee Sands, which is the lake they talk about in the movie that was drained, is now Kankakee Sands. You know, the river, Kankakee River, that, you know, anywhere along there that, you know, would have been marsh area around the, you know, the edges of it. And just great. I mean, it's still great birding and wildlife habitat today, but I can't imagine what it would have been like if all that stuff would have never happened. But I imagine that a lot of us probably wouldn't be in this area if a lot of those things didn't happen the way they did. Because a lot of that was done for farmland and, you know, to bring, you know, money into the area and people into the area, but, you know, and that's a downfall to nature.
And that was what I found interesting about that one, about that show, was the farming in that area is still very, very strong, isn't it? It's a very, but it was not the case for Goose Pond. That was not the case for Goose Pond. I mean, that marshland area was, they tried to make farmland of it, and it has not been successful, not the way it was. And that's why I was surprised in that they said the farming is very, very strong. It's some of the best farming area in the country. And I thought, so it's got to be a balance again. Whereas where they found at Goose Pond, it just was continually wet. Animals, horses' feet were in the mud most of the time, and their cattle, and it, you know, I mean, they still do farm in you know, down in the Goose Pond area and Linton area, but not I don't think it had nearly the success as what your area has had up north. According to what I saw from that film. Again, I got to watch it again. It was just, I thought it was, I don't know who produced it, but it was excellent. It was just excellent.
Yeah, they did. I think up, you know, along that whole area, the farmers work very closely with, you know, the whoever does the, you know, habitat restoration or is, you know, dealing with this stuff with the, you know, through the Kankakee and to try and restore things. And but I think that they've kind of found some sort of balance to where there can still be agricultural farmland, and a way to manage the water, you know, with like pumps and runoff systems and stuff like that. So it's a really great movie, and there's usually you can't see it for free. They're streaming them for free on PBS stations, and the other one is Shifting Sands, which is talks about the dunes and the industry, the steel mill industry, which is a huge part of my life because that's why I'm in this area. My grandfather worked there, my father worked there, my husband works there, my son works there. And my husband always makes a joke that he's tearing it down and I'm trying to build it back up, you know, because, you know, trying to be environmentally friendly and a conservationist and that kind of thing is rough, but I, you know, myself and my family wouldn't be in this area if it wasn't for that steel mill being there. And if it wasn't there, then a lot of people wouldn't be in this area. I don't think, you know, so.
Well, that's what drew everybody in this area too. I mean, same with Ohio too, as well. Grew up in areas that were steel driven and industrial. And at the time it was, I mean, and that's what, 150 years ago or 200 years, well, not 200, but 150 years ago, 100 years ago. And you know what, we didn't know what we knew then, and we needed it, and we were settling a country that we knew nothing about. So, you know, we can't shift the blame to the previous generations, but we certainly can, going forward, try to preserve some of what this land was. We have an incredible, beautiful country. And I think if we can reclaim even some of that, I think the appreciation for what we have every day is appreciated by everybody. So anyway, it's just a beautiful area up there. And I love the dunes, and I've been to that one area up there where they had did all the reclamation. My son and my daughter-in-law, my grandkids, and the rest of my family, we went up for a couple days just to explore that area. And I think everything's probably closed right now. We can't get to it. I don't think, but I found that interesting how they were able to reclaim that and sit side by side and look over, and there's your steel mill or whatever it is. I don't know what company it is. I know you know where I'm talking about. I think it's in Porter County. What is that, lakefront?
Locations like that.
There's
The Portage Lakefront? Is it the
Could
Portage
be.
Lakefront?
Yes.
Yeah.
which is kind of, Portage Lakefront's kind of in shambles right now because lake water is so high. The entire beach is washed away. The only thing really out there is the catwalk cement walkway that has the metal railing, and the parking lot's still there and the building is still there, but anything that was down the hill towards the beach, and it's also eroded the sand dune there into the small, I guess it was like a small pond behind the sand dune, so it's all connected now.
Oh, wow.
The lake water is so high that it's eroding a lot of stuff on the lakefront. Beverly Shores, what's the name of the beach there, parking lot? Dunes View or Lakeview. Yeah, that area is all shut down because There's no beach at all. And like Central Beach, the last time I was there, I think was in November, and it was a sheer cliff. Like, it's very scary. So all those things are closed right now, because of the lake water being so high and erosion. But yeah, there's plenty of other places to go in the dunes. Go behind the dune.
Awesome. Thanks for sharing all that. I learned more today.
Yeah, I watched both movies over the weekend, and I've lived here for like 30 plus years now, and I learned things that I didn't know. They were both really well done.
And what are the names of those movies again, Kristen?
Can you type them in the?
Shifting Sands on the Path to Sustainability, and Everglades of the North. That's the one about the Kankakee Marsh. That there's another movie that's really great. It's about Aldo Leopold. It's called The Green Fire, and you probably have to pay for that one. I can never find anywhere to watch it for free. Sometimes they show it at the Nature Center in the Dunes for free, but that's not going to happen right now.
They might have it on Aldo Leopold's website.
Yeah,
on his
for
Facebook
sale. They
page,
definitely do.
Yeah, but I thought they were streaming it, I think, for free. I've seen it several times, but I don't know if they still are. For a while there, they were trying to offer some things that we could do, by internet. So it's possible. And we have a creation ministry in Central Indiana, and so that was one of the films we watched, and then had a discussion about. That's a good movie too. If you can try to get it for free, it's always better. But just check there. I don't know for sure. I think they were doing it a while ago. Whether they're still doing it or not, I don't know. It's only about an hour show, I think, a little over an hour. Very similar to the two that were on this weekend. I only saw part of Shifting Sands. I caught it too late. I'm going to get back on and see the whole thing of that one. So, but those are some good movies, really, if you need to find something.
Yeah, if you're wanting something to do inside, up here it's for sure gonna rain for the next couple of days. So this will be my last sunny day for a couple of days. So if it's
maybe that's all going north. I'm going to check my weather. I don't think we're going to get that much rain. I mean, it's sunny here right now again. I hate to tell you guys that up north, but it is sunny right now. So it's supposed to get in the 60s. It's supposed to be a really nice day. So some of us will be getting offline here shortly and going to bird.
Into the Zoom meeting late. Has anybody had hummingbirds at their feeders yet?
None in West Lafayette.
I put my hummingbird feeder and my oral feeder out yesterday, so hopefully something soon.
They're coming.
Someone spotted one down in Nashville. So I put mine, got fresh stuff and put it out again this week. I feel like maybe towards the end of the week, I might just get some random one through. I'm hoping.
Nashville, Indiana?
Nashville, Indiana. Yeah, not Tennessee. Yeah. So they're moving.
Awesome. They are coming.
Yes.
Yeah, it's just when.
Yeah, exactly.
My husband got me excited yesterday. We were kind of back by the Dunes Learning Center on Hell Road, looking at the kayak launch there, and walked up to the houses at Bailey Homestead, and he goes, "Is that a hummingbird? Right there? Right there is a hummingbird." And I was like, so I got excited, and I was like, "Oh, it's a ruby crown kinglet." I was like, still cool, but it's not a hummingbird.
Like, good spotting, but no, you got me too excited.
Yeah.
That's great.
But then the kinglet kind of got a little mad and put his little red crown up. You could, he wasn't happy that we were by whatever he was doing over there.
That's cool. All right, are you guys ready for the ID game today? It is a mixture. I would say I started with owls and then just kind of went random. So good luck. I was gonna do ducks. You may see ducks in the future. But I didn't do ducks this week. 1 second. All right. So make sure you got your chat up because we'll have to do it by chat again for those that haven't been here. So basically, some of them are songs and some of them are picture ID, and whoever types in the chat first wins. And for this one, you'll get a lens cleaner and a Vortex t-shirt. So, all right. Song number 1 is, here we go. Or
She said she started.
all right, that guy is the barred owl. Nice work. There goes again. Like I said, I had one of these walking with me the other day. It was pretty cool. All right, next up, picture ID. I told you it's kind of random.
Oh, cinch.
Also tried to throw in some that weren't from Indiana or not common because we had some people joining us last week that weren't from here. This guy is the red crossbill. Nice work. John, Brian, Finn. All right, next up, owl. Any guesses? Other guesses? All right, this guy is the northern hawk owl. Nice work. Not a problem, Kristen. We can be off topic. It's Earth Day. Plus, more chatting, right? We need some social interaction. Right.
Obviously, I do. I got a lot to say, I guess.
Hey, we can get off topic anytime. I don't mind. I just know some people like the ID, so we can chat after for sure. All right, next up, we got birdsong number 2. Here it is. Yeah, I'm terrible at owls.
Good.
It is a Eastern screech owl. Nice work. A lot of you got that. Horse. There he is. Okay. All right, next up we got picture ID. What is this guy? I told you, I kind of threw in random this time around. I tried to mix it up. Random grouse. You guys are on the right track. On the right track. Although the tree would suggest spruce grouse, but it is the ruffed grouse. Random grouse, I like that. Just your basic guy. Well, at least I think they're basic. All right, bird song number 3. Here we go. here's another one of that. Maybe. All right, that guy is, nice work, great horned owl. Pretty little guys. Brian, I like how you have resorted to the abbreviations to beat the fast typers. All right, next one, picture ID. I like these guys. I had a lot of them. Should I allow that abbreviation?
Well, that is the breeding code abbreviation for it.
True. All right, nice work. This is the dick sissel. All right. Next up, birdsong number 4. All right, here we go. Dun, dun. Guys want to hear that again? All right, that is the great gray. Nice work. Won't matter to hear again. I like that. All right. Another owl. Told you I started with owls. You guys are correct. It is the northern saw-whet owl. All right, next one. No, birdsong number 5. All right, I'm just gonna give you a hint. The owl songs are over. So don't guess owl. All right, here you go. One of my favorite species of all time. So I'll give you a hint. We were supposed to have a few trips up to their flying monkeys, up to their leks, but they were canceled due to the quarantine. It is a prairie chicken, the greater prairie chicken. So part of my research study in master's was also to check out where these guys were located in different rotational grazing schemes. And when you almost step on one, you almost pee your pants every time, especially when you're not really paying attention. So, all right. Well, did I already have this one? I feel like I did. Oh, wow. Ooh, Kim, you saw the greater prairie chickens last year? Awesome. They're so cool. If you get a chance to see them in the breeding at the leks, they're awesome. Yes, it is a northern hawk owl. Sorry, I already had that duplicate. Where to see them? Does anyone, where exactly are the leks here in Indiana? I can't quite remember where that field trip was going. Kim, do you remember?
The field trip was actually in Illinois. I don't know that there is a confirmed place in Indiana. If there is, I don't think it's being shared. They're very, very easily disrupted.
Mm-hmm.
And so there's a group that actually you can contact them maybe for next year on your own, but it's really tricky to get to get to see them come in because there's so much protocol involved with it. But they're doing a really great job in Illinois of habitat restoration specifically for these birds.
Awesome. Thank you. Yeah, they're really wonderful. If you get an opportunity to go, definitely go. It's worth it. All right, bird song number 6. You guys are right. It is the belted kingfisher. Nice work. All right, next one. Random one. Just trying to throw you off your game today. I picked this one because we had someone from Alberta last week, so I tried to pick one that was more northern. Is it finch? Any other guesses? Looking at it is the pine grosbeak. Finch was good guess though. All right, another bird song. Here you go.
What's the one from Australia?
This one is found in Indiana. Heard someone mention Australia. It is the pileated woodpecker.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
I've seen a lot of these guys around lately, actually. All right, 1 second. All right, one of the owls again. The cutest one, in my opinion. Cute. It is the burrowing owl. Nice job. Cute little guys. Should have had a picture of just the babies. All right, bird song number 8. One of the most annoying birds on the planet, in my opinion.
Obviously, cowbird is the one I think is most annoying.
Yes. The right way. I'll give you a hint. If you were on last week, it was one of the mnemonics that Brad had. Any guesses?
I don't know. It has a very mechanical song to it.
It does. It was the R2D2 mnemonic that Brad had last week. Anyone remember what that is?
I can't remember.
It is the bobolink.
Oh.
I only say these are annoying because when they're in large flocks, you can't hear a single thing, so. Too old to remember. I think he said, yeah, it was some sort of like R2D2 underwater or something like that. I can't quite remember.
Well, you won't have to worry about that anymore because we don't get huge flocks of them in Indiana. Not up here anyways.
No, they're more prairie. I was more in the prairie of Wisconsin. There was lots of large flocks. They are very cool to see. If you get a chance to go up there in the prairie, it's awesome. But yes, after like one day, I was done. All right, picture ID. How fast can you type? Gail, did you say these are your favorite? You think these are the cutest? It is the barn owl. Nice work.
I love the heart-shaped face.
They are very cool. They're beautiful. I don't think I've ever actually seen one, to be honest. Yeah.
I actually held one once.
Mm.
It was in Japan.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Awesome.
at a owl cafe.
Cool. An
Yeah,
owl
I wasn't
cafe.
thrilled with the whole idea of it, but it was cool to hold one.
Huh.
Yeah, everyone knows that barn owls are state endangered here in Indiana, right? They're very hard to see in Indiana and they're very sensitive. Even if you do like know where one is, you're not supposed to like really kind of like a whooping crane thing. But Amy Kearns, if you know who she is, she does all the work for the barn owls and loggerhead shrikes in Indiana, which are also state endangered.
Yes, and she is doing our Facebook Live event this Saturday at 10 Eastern. So if you have questions about shrikes or barn owls, make sure to jump on. All right, next one.
Can you see that this is a downy? Can you tell? Little
Yeah.
short bill.
It is the downy. Nice work. All right, I think I have one more, and it's a song, ending on a song. And this is a random one. It is not an owl. All right, here you go. Is not anyone. Let's see if I can give you a hint. It is not a goldfinch. These guys, they can migrate through here, but they don't breed here. They breed in the north. It is the pine siskin. Those little babies. Sorry, I tried to throw some outside ones just to throw you off. But you could see these migrating. I don't know if any have ever been spotted here, but.
I once in a while get them coming through.
Awesome.
Yeah, just right at my feeders in town.
Oh, perfect. Sometimes they winter, they could. Awesome. Great. Well, that's all I had for ID today. So thank you for playing. I think Finn won that. So I'll add on the t-shirt to your lens cleaner you already got. And yeah. So thanks for playing, everyone. We can stay and chat longer if you'd like. Otherwise, that's all I've got. We do have, just to plug, one more Coffee and COrVIDs scheduled next week, next Wednesday at 10. And then don't forget to don't miss our live event, as well as checking out the radar ornithology event that's on May 3rd. And that'll go out on Facebook shortly here.
You're going to send that link. Are you going to send that link? Did
Oh,
you
yeah.
say, Sam, for the May 3rd?
Yes, let me grab that quick. Sorry about that.
Well, if it'll be on Facebook, that's okay. As long as so we just register online.
Yes, yep. So just like a normal event, but we're just doing it virtually. And then Brad's going to set up the Zoom. And if you register 2 days before, you'll get the meeting link with the password. So, and it's $5 for IAS members and $10 for non. And that's May 3rd at 3 p.m. So.
I'm sorry, I wasn't paying attention. What are we doing?
Brad and the Indiana Audubon are hosting a radar ornithology webinar event. You do have to register for it though, so that'll be coming up on Facebook here shortly. I'll be sharing that. So, and that's on May 3rd.
Is that 3 p.m. Eastern or?
Eastern, yes. Sorry.
Yeah, so 2 p.m. here.
Yes. I always have to, I forget I always have to specify.
Yeah, we're on different time than you guys. It gets really confusing for me. I've come in too late on things because I thought it was missed the meeting and it was actually an hour.
Oh.
Well, you know, we should all be on the same time in one state is all I can say.
I would agree with that. Oh, the Facebook, Teresa.
At least we all follow daylight savings time now.
Yes, that's true. That makes it easier. I do like the nights. It's down here. It's just nice to be out so late to do birding.
Yes.
Thanks, Sam. You did a great job today. Thanks for having us all on.
Yeah, no problem. Thanks for the great discussion. It's okay if it was off topic. It was related, and it's Earth Day, so.
Yeah, happy Earth Day. Go plant a tree.
Yeah, or at
Sounds
least.
good. See you all later.
Bye, guys. Have a great week.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye, thank you.
Thanks
Yeah,
so much.
thanks.